Hello guys, welcome back to my crypto sessions for the predictions that I made for Bitcoin and XRP. Today is the 9th of April and we'll cover the trading signals that we have for these few days in the near future, and we'll cover and review some of what happened in the last days. So before I begin, as always, I invite you all to like, share and subscribe if you want to keep seeing more trading signals. Okay, so we got a very volatile day today. It was part of the prediction. I told you that around the 6 to the 9 we could see a very powerful upwards movement, and also there was a potential of seeing a correction beginning either in the 9 or the 10 of April. So let's review in detail all of these days. So for example, we got the first green day after these massive crashes came in the 7th of April. Just like I told you, right here you can see the circle shows 7 or 8 of April. And I told you in my previous videos that the 7th of April was the most likely candidate to see a full-on green day, because that's exactly what the circle shows. It was not contested by any red energy either in the circle or in the box. So we got a complete green day on the 7th. Now the 8th of April was also very volatile, trending upwards. There was a potential right there. Okay, it was very hard to see 2 consecutive green days, especially because one of these days, the 8th, is also shared and contained within this red circle. So it was very hard to do that. And so far, every single day of April has been very volatile. Some of these days have been way more volatile. For example, the 2nd of April, which I told you in a single box, extreme volatility. The 6th of April, extreme volatility, again, massive crash, just like I predicted, guys. And there's a potential of seeing something like that again in the near future around the 13th of April. So you have to be very, very careful. Don't go with too much leverage, because you'll get obliterated and you will basically be broke. So don't do that. Now for the next few days that are possibly going to happen. Okay, so the 10 and 11 don't really have clear signals, except that the 10 is also part of this danger zone right here, 9 to 10. So obviously these boxes do not mean that all of these days in the range are going to be red. It only means one of these days in this range of days, either the 9th or the 10th of April, are going to be a very hard correction. So obviously it did not happen on the 9th, because unless something very crazy happens in the next couple hours, I really don't see the price plummet all the way back to below the starting position. So it's probably going to happen tomorrow. So be aware of that. Okay, we could see another correction, hard correction again tomorrow is the potential. Now the 11 could be I'm kind of tempted to say that it's going to be a kind of a range day trending slightly upwards, but because we really have not seen any range day so far, I believe it's going to be another volatile day, possibly trending upwards. There's a potential because the 11 is not contested by any red energy. Okay, so anything can happen, but the most possible scenario right there could be to see maybe even consecutive green days from the 11 to the 12. So there's a potential right there. But just like I told you, the 13th of March promises to be extremely volatile, just like the 6th, just like the 2nd. So it's going to be possibly another massive correction, because the circle pertaining this day is red and the box is a single box with a single day. We have extreme volatility. So be very careful again, guys, because these days, especially tomorrow and the 13th of April, could be extremely volatile, and it's going to basically liquidate a lot of people, because still many people don't even know about my work. It's growing though, it's growing. So I'm very happy to say that. And I'm also I thank you all for subscribing, for supporting, the people that I always see in the comments. You guys know who you are. You guys are awesome. So thank you very much. And also thank you for all of you for coming to this channel from Twitter and from other sources. Okay. So that's basically the potential, the trading signals for the next days. I don't want to go much beyond these days because it's going to take some time, and you'll see me again. Possibly, well, you probably see me next week. So maybe I guess I'll have to cover some of these days. Very briefly, you see the 14 shows a yellow circle, kind of undecided day. I don't know what's going to happen there. Could possibly be one of the probably more relaxed days, because I don't see extreme signals for volatility other than the yellow circle. But that's not the prime volatility pattern that I always look for. Beyond the 14, we're going to see lots of pain around the 15 to 16 of April. Okay, both the circle and the box contain the same days, and it's basically full-on red energy. So we're going to see a massive crash, possibly even 2 consecutive red days around these dates. So be very, very careful trading these days. And like I told you, don't go with a lot of leverage, because it's going to be very dangerous. You're going to get liquidated if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so that's basically all the signals for Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at XRP. Okay, so XRP basically the same. We see, for example, the same green day on the 7th, the same red day on the 8th, the same volatile upwards movement today on the 9th of April. So in my original statement, some videos, previous videos ago, I told you that because there was this danger zone right here covering 6 to 9, which are the same days that Bitcoin, funnily enough, has on the green, the exact same days, you can see that Bitcoin had a better performance this day. I mean, this entire period of days from the 6 to the 9, you can see that Bitcoin actually reaches a peak and goes almost back to the levels that we saw before the crash on the 6th of April. Now, in the case of XRP, because all of these days were in the red, I told you in my last video that this means to me that XRP was going to underperform compared to Bitcoin. It was not going to do as good as Bitcoin, and that's exactly what we saw. For example, the peak, even though it was very strong, this upwards movement, very volatile, it's actually below the levels that we saw before the fall of the 6th of April. So it was a slightly worse performance, not such a massive and terrible performance such as, for example, Ethereum. Ethereum is like a joke right now, but XRP not so bad, but yeah, clearly underperforming compared to Bitcoin. Now, what can happen to XRP in the next couple days? So the 10 for XRP, it shows in the red as in the circle, but it is also shown as part of the box right here of the opportunity zone. From the 10 to the 11th of April, we're going to see some of these days go full on green. And because of the pattern that the circle shows, I believe that it's going to happen way more likely around the 11th. Possibly on the 12th. Okay, it's especially the 11th could be actually the full-on green day that we might see that it can recover. If you notice, that day was also the only day that Bitcoin also had on the green, completely on the green. There was no red energies, meaning hard corrections, contesting that day. So it's going to possibly be the same in this case for XRP. Having said that, the 10 could be kind of volatile for XRP in particular, because we also see that even though the box doesn't really cover all of these days, it could affect some of these. And because it contains the 10 and the green, and there's also the 10 on the red, it could mean volatility. If you're confused by this, just go back and watch my tutorial. It should be in the main page, like in the spotlight video or something like that. Everyone can watch that video. It's basically the tutorial on how to read my charts, because they are actually very easy to read, but some people still struggle trying to find out which days whatever happens on the volatility patterns, especially, is something that I have noticed that many people kind of struggle with. It's actually very easy and people catch on very quickly. Okay, my main subscribers, people who have always been here, they already know how this stuff works. Okay, they know how to interpret these days, what days we're going to see a massive green day, what days we're going to see a massive crash. Okay, and my trading signals are extremely accurate, guys. For those who are new to this channel, you'll be blown away by the extreme accuracy that I bring. Okay, it's like magic. Every single day I nailed them, and I hit like 90% on average of accuracy. So that's insane. No one else has this, especially in the trading world. So yeah, guys, having said that, that's how I end this video. Again, I wish you all a good day, and I want you to invite so you can subscribe, like, and share, all of that stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.